You ever find yourself quietly rooting for a big video game corporation, only for them to trip over their own shoelaces and then call it a victory lap? Yeah, that's kind of what's happening with The Outer Worlds 2 right now. Now listen, let's talk for a quick second about Obsidian Entertainment, the developers of The Outer Worlds and The Outer Worlds 2. Now, Obsidian Entertainment largely kind of hang their hat on the fact that these guys made Fallout New Vegas. When you think of Obsidian Entertainment, that's what you think of. Everybody fucking loved that game. Now, really, when you have a look through the rest of their catalogue, they haven't had too many games that have reviewed particularly well. I mean, South Park: The Stick of Truth, that was another hit for them. That's a fucking fantastic game. But for whatever reason, being that South Park is attached to it, I don't think many people are aware that Obsidian developed that game. Now, I'm currently playing through Avowed, and I have to tell you, I'm really enjoying Avowed, but I just really love that Oblivion style of video game. So it would be kind of difficult to make a game that closely resembles Oblivion that I'm not going to like. Now, I played quite a bit of The Outer Worlds, and for whatever reason, I just really couldn't get stuck into it. But when it came out, we were kind of promised this Fallout in between Fallouts, and it was okay. I'm cautious of being too critical of it because some people absolutely fucking love this game. I'm just not one of them. I didn't think it was all that. But again, I value Obsidian. I like that we still have companies like Obsidian. I'm trying not to be disrespectful when I say this, but they are not a games company that is like consistently reaching for the stars. They're just making decent games, your 7s and your 8s on the review scales. That's what they seem to be aiming for anyway, and then every now and then a 9 or a 10 will pop up. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm sick to death of like these AAA developers putting out a game once every 10 fucking years and saying it's going to be the next fucking biggest thing in the world. It's going to be the best thing. Look at all this shit that you can do. Look how it looks. Blah, blah, blah. Obsidian released Avowed this year. They are supposedly releasing The Outer Worlds 2 this year. They are releasing Grounded 2 this year. In fact, at the time of filming this, Grounded 2 literally comes out tomorrow. They released Grounded in 2022. They released The Outer Worlds in 2019. This is a company that is putting out games regularly, and that should be fucking celebrated. So yeah, I'm just putting that out there. For me, Obsidian, they're fine. They're the good guys in this story. So let's talk about their publishers. Microsoft, the lovely folk who recently oversaw thousands upon thousands of layoffs. They have decided that after originally announcing that The Outer Worlds was going to drop for £70 or $80 in what can only be described as the most PR-drenched U-turn of the summer, they have now decided that the game will launch at $59.99 in the UK and $69.99 in the US. Now, I see you all. Joe, why are you complaining about this? Well, I'm not, specifically. I love a tenner as much as the next person. But when the game itself is part of a game series that openly takes jabs at unchecked capitalism, it just feels a bit ironic. And there's a weird energy that I'm just not on board with of how they've announced this whole thing. It's a weird vibe when a megacorp tries to slap a marketing smile on what is essentially damage control. So to announce this price drop, the Outer Worlds Twitter account, they decided to roleplay as Earth Directorate, saying, "Dear Galactic citizens, we have received your SOS via skip drone about the pricing. As an organization devoted to making sure that corporations do not go unfettered, we at the Earth Directorate have worked with Redacted to revise the price of Outer Worlds 2. While this will not bring peace to the galaxy or even your local colony, we assure you all that we are here to fight for all colonies in every way that we can." Bit of fun sci-fi fluff, I suppose. Bit of fan fiction written by a PR company from one of the world's biggest gaming mega corporations. They then followed it up with a meme of someone punching a Spacer's Choice mascot in the face, with the new price tag just plastered over the poor lad's moonhead. And look, I get it, I really do. If this PR team that put this together is nothing to do with Microsoft, it could be in-house at Obsidian. And if that is the case, it obviously wasn't the developer's fault that the price hike happened in the first place, and they're just trying to make the best of a bad situation. But it just doesn't sit fully right with me. It feels a bit like a read the room situation. Turning it into a galactic victory just feels a bit cringe. Like a brand that's trying to be a mate that also wants all your money. Like I said, the first Outer Worlds really wasn't for me. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't great either, but it had heart. And I want to be curious about the sequel. Like, I like some of the stuff that I've seen, and I really enjoyed playing Obsidian's Avowed, so I'm like, yeah, I want to get behind this. But stuff like this, it just makes it harder. It's hard to laugh along with a company that's memeing about capitalism when just a few short weeks ago, thousands of people were laid off under the same umbrella. And yeah, as it stands, Obsidian Entertainment have not yet been hit by the layoffs. And I say yet because this seems to be the growing theme with Microsoft and the layoffs that are happening. You look at what happened with Tango Gameworks. They released Hi-Fi Rush, which was an astounding success. It was a great game. Everybody loved it. Then they just fucking shut the whole studio down. I hope to God I'm wrong, but like, if I was somebody working at Obsidian right now, my boots would be knocking a little bit, because I'd be like, well, of course they've not affected us yet. Of course we've not had any layoffs, because we're about to put out 3 games. But you know what? As soon as those fucking games are gone, is there going to be need for all of these 3 teams that are working on Grounded, working on the Outer Wilds, and that worked on Avowed? Like, Obsidian are right up there in the firing line for me. So yeah, the whole thing just feels, I don't know, a bit ironic, a bit like not very introspective. But you know what? Like I said, people are saving a tenner. People are saving £10. If you want to buy it, you're saving £10 now. And $59.99 is a lot more reasonable than £70. I can't argue with that. So if you're into these kind of RPGs, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Just maybe don't buy the premium edition unless you want a pair of goggles and a skin for your laser hammer for £90, no less. $100 US. Anyway, that's today's rant over. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this type of shit, then please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.